Hello, welcome to Toffee TV. It is Friday, the 16th of May. It's the start of an emotional weekend. Before we start, I want to say thank you to Celia and Andy. Celia sent us these pens as a end of season gift. It's got Goodison Park 1892 to 2025 on. They're lovely. They're absolutely lovely. We've all got one. We're using them already. So Celia and Andy, thank you very much. Is Andy just gegging in on what you've done, Celia? We'll see. But listen, thank you very, very much. They're lovely. They're lovely. So there you go. Brilliant. Thank you also. I wasn't here yesterday. I was doing something else. But thank you to everybody who has subscribed and continue to subscribe. To get us over the 100,000, it's incredible. When we started this 11 years ago, 100,000 was a pipe dream, in all fairness. I think we thought if we get to 10,000, we'll have done well. 10 or 15,000. So massive, massive thank you to everybody. Big thank you to everybody who's contributed as well along the way. There's lots of you. But everyone who has joined and stayed and commented and liked and come over to Premier and been YouTube members and kept the conversation going day after day, moaned at us, they're blowns, listened to us moaning, which has been a lot more, kept us company during COVID, all the things we've seen. You know, it's an incredible feat really to get to 100,000 at a time when has been probably the worst, certainly that I've ever known from a football club. Just the constant knocks and everything that went on. There was just a period where it was dark and murky and we couldn't see the wood for the trees for people having a go and all of that. And so to come out of this side when it feels like a very different time now, feels very exciting, certainly more upbeat and uplifted, and to come through that, and if we could, you know, get a bit of help from the football club as well, it'd be nice. But we haven't had it so far, so there you go. But we've done well. But it'd be good if moving forward we could as well. That would help with the growth as well. But you're really the people I'm thanking, because you're the people who tune in every day, comment, subscribe, get your mates to subscribe, spread the word and do all that, which has got us over the line here. And the lad's done a great job over the last few days. Ned coming in and guesting and losing us a couple of under, but that's okay. No, Ned come in and done well. James in the studio with the broken hand, thinking he's in Rocky or something, don't know. John throwing, you know, different ways to do things, 2 ways, planning dives and talking about scuba diving. Ped being mental like he normally is. No, the lads have done a great job, so thank you very, very much. It's massively appreciated. And here's to the next 100,000. John David Moyes has just done his press conference. Couple of hints about what's happening.
Yes.
It was quite funny because we started watching last week's one because we thought it started. But what he did say was he sort of hinted that Seamus will be staying. And then we were like, oh, as a player. And then he went, in one capacity or the other. So we'll see whether, I imagine that's whether Seamus feels like he can do another year as a player. We know he's got his coaching badges and he's doing all that. But it's good news he's going to be around the squad anyway for next season.
Yeah, it will. And I'll be able to have a proper listen to it from when the press association send it over, because obviously the quality wasn't great. And it did sound like, because he was around the group and stuff, that it was going to be as a player.
Andy Hunter said player.
Okay, there you go, clarification.
It did come across like as a player, but he then did say, but he'll be around in one way or another. So I'm just going to conclude that what that really means is the club would like him to be a player. He's got to make his mind up whether that's what he wants to do or not. But whatever happens, he's got to be around the club. Yeah, which is the key bit, isn't it?
That's massive.
Call it player coach, and he's an emergency player sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's good. And obviously got some questions about Dominic and things like that as well. So, and Ashley Young, of course. But we've talked on here about Ashley Young, and it does seem sense. And I know he deflected it a bit. He then did an Ashley Young advert, didn't he? About you wouldn't guess he was that age. He's great. He's very professional and all those sorts of things. So I don't think we should be surprised if he does another year. And I think that's probably a fair shout anyway, with the amount of change that's needed.
Purple Videos said, "Dear Everton, I will gladly live stream your press conferences for you." But someone else, Toffee Blue, has said, "Ped for head of comms." So there you go, Ped. You've been put forward. You've been put
I think
forward.
that's absolutely right.
Yeah, you've been put
I'm
forward.
not going to mince my words here. I think the
Yeah.
fella is spot on and maybe has got, a good outlook on life.
So there might be some sort of offer coming in.
I can't say it.
But you never know. Stranger things have happened.
I have got shorts on.
Yeah, but that's not strange.
He's got his fancy trainers on today.
The last question was, so Will asked how Goodison has failed to be a fortress in recent years,
Is that what it was?
and how do we make Bramley Moor Dock a fortress in the
He
future?
got short shrift.
And David Moyes said, yeah, it's not a very good question to ask. It's a poor question to ask, which I did like that.
Despite the wobbly signal and all that was coming out of Finch Farm, it was still clear to say which people don't know how to use a microphone, wasn't it?
But there you
So
go.
Vinny and Julia clearly know how to use a microphone, and what followed clearly don't. Yeah. So lads, come on, learn how to do it.
Phil says, congratulations on the 100k, guys. Thank you very much, Phil. Mark 1878, who is a Toffee TV YouTube member, says Toffee TV with now over 100,000 subscribers. Well done. Live streaming is a big thing now.
It was a bit mad yesterday.
Yeah. SB says, Ped, talking
Positively
about
mad.
insoles for your trainers.
That was
Got it over
yesterday.
100k.
Yeah,
Mate,
yeah.
That's what did it.
There you
It was
go.
about footy and it was going nowhere. Once we verged into
As soon as he took his shoe off and
Yeah.
started waving it around, there was no looking back.
There you go. There you go. MB says, afternoon, Toffee TV. Congratulations on the 100k, well earned and well deserved. Onwards to 200,000. Thank you very much, MB, as well. Danny says, just think, guys, this is our last chat before we say goodbye to the grand old lady. How you feeling, John? Obviously, it's the Friday before the Sunday to come.
I have
I
the
mean,
look-
that's what happens every week.
as you well know, I have the luxury of not getting into game mode until the team comes out.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
so that'll be 11:15, won't it? But by then, I will have done the welcome. Probably going to get down in and around the gown, 9 o'clock-ish.
Yeah.
And if watching Alan Myers' film is anything to go by, then post-match it's going to be emotional, to say the least. But I'm pleased I held it together with Alan's heart-tugging stuff. My missus less so, but yeah, it is going to be emotional.
It's weird.
I can't imagine everyone's going to be out the ground at 3 o'clock or whatever it's supposed to be, but yeah, it is going to be emotional. Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it? It is weird. I sort of was getting asked this yesterday. Something else I was doing, and starting to feel a little bit anxious about the game now.
Oh yeah.
Like an anxiety. I want Sunday over and done with.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what it's like. It's.
Did you have that anxiety for the derby?
I have for every derby.
No, but yeah, is it that sort of
It's
anxiety?
not, this is it. Please don't take this the way that I'm going to say it, because it isn't, right? But when, and this is a massive, over dramatic thing to say, so
Health
I
warning.
apologise,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But when you go into a funeral and you just want to be sort of after the funeral bit,
Yeah.
because that's how it feels to me.
okay.
That's how the thing is like. And it shouldn't be, because it's still going to be there, and Everton women are going to be, and if I really want, I can go back and. But I don't know why. That's just how I feel this week. I don't know. It's a weird. It's such
So that's anxiety about the stadium, not the game itself.
and the importance of winning the game.
Or not losing.
Not winning.
Has
If
to be
Everton
winning.
draw 1-1 with Southampton,
Be
that to me is a really, really shocking result.
I agree.
That team has won 2 games
One of them
out
was
of
against us.
36, and one was against us.
Yeah, yeah.
We really should be going there going, lads, we put 8 past these today. 8 minimum. Because of what happened when we were down there
We owe
on
them.
the way we owed them. Well, Everton would never score 8, but you know what I mean. I know we have against Southampton in our history. I know.
I was there.
But I certainly wasn't the baby.
Were you born?
And was it 74, was it?
Something like that, yeah.
Baby. The anxiety. If this was like if Everton were playing at Goodison next season, this game wouldn't even be in my mind. It'd just be like, oh yeah, Southampton Sunday.
It adds more to...
Because it's the fine level one. It's clear. I didn't think I had this, but it's not there all the time. But when I think about it, I just think, I just want it over with.
I'm not even contemplating not winning.
No, I'm not. But I'm saying quite clearly, there's
You've got a bit of doubt
feeling.
in there.
There's the feeling
creeping up on you.
It's there, and it will, because it is the last. It's great that the Everton women get to use it and all. That's brilliant. But for me, it is goodbye, because that's where.
So it's mandatory to win the last game at Goodison.
Gotta be, hasn't it?
Aided by the fact that we're playing the worst team in the division.
We couldn't have handpicked a better game.
We couldn't.
Now to go out and deliver. And we did go out and deliver last week in a game at Fulham, which was obviously a tough game, and we went there and delivered emphatically, and that's what we have to do.
And the manager's talked about, if we could win the last 3 games.
Yeah.
Well, we've won 1.
Yeah.
We rather hope we're going to win. Expect we're going to win the second one. And then it'd be quite amusing if
we ran up to Newcastle, Mum. I think Newcastle are a very good side, and
no, they are.
And what's on it for us? What's on it for them?
And it's quite possible that they'll have their Champions League sorted. But I just think it would be quite amusing that some of their fans spent a chunk of time thinking, on the last day we'll relegate you, and on the last day we could, in theory, stop them getting Champions League.
They're going to be in the Champions League no matter what. It's almost impossible for them not to get it. It is, John. Forest aren't winning the last 2 games.
I know.
They're just not.
It's technically possible.
Newcastle will get it.
I did say, with all that, it's
because if Newcastle
they're going to Arsenal, aren't they?
Only had to beat us to get in, if they beat us.
They should, yeah.
Because the mode it's that extra 1%.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Unless Everton, obviously, of course Everton can beat them, but what I mean is when your need is, and the atmosphere they'll create and their attacking players, Newcastle will be in the Champions League.
So Newcastle right now are 3 points clear of Chelsea, are in the 5th spot, and they've got a better goal difference, so they need 1 win.
Isn't it top 6 now, isn't it? Because of 5 plus the Europa League winners,
plus
isn't
the
it?
Europa League,
which is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is absolutely crazy. But there you go. Matthew says, "Baz, your voice sounds much better on this." You know what? My throat's still sore.
Oh, you've still got that, yeah.
From last week, still sore. Not like sore, but it's like I can feel it here.
All right.
Yeah, I'm blaming the dust in London. That's what I'm blaming. Geordie Tune for Life says, "Hi lads, just here to wish all the Everton fans a fantastic time on a final day at Goodison Park.
Man.
Have a brilliant party, and I'm sure there'll be smiles and tears." See, you're there having a go at Newcastle, and he's here wishing us all the best for Sunday.
Well, he's one of the good guys.
He is a good guy. He's a very good guy, to be fair. Nathan says, "It's been a privilege." Thank you, Nathan. Chris Rankin says, "Shite Everton, but boss Toffee TV." Toffee Blue says, "Congratulations all on Toffee TV." Thanks, mate. Everton Davies, a YouTube member. "Congrats, lads. You get me through a couple of hours of work during the week." Cheers, mate. Dylan says, "How many people with non-tickets are going on Sunday? I'm thinking of driving up on Sunday and enjoying the atmosphere."
Do we?
I have no idea how many are going, mate. I think there's less now because it isn't going. I think there's less of a thing because some people will go, "Well, I can get in and say goodbye at the women's games," kind of thing. So it will have lessened it for some, but a lot of people, I'm sure, are still.
It's never going to be this party, though. It's never going to be a party like it is on Sunday.
Yeah, I've no idea. Shelley Toffees 1878 says, "Thank you for helping us through the clown season." No worries at all. You help us through it. It's a two-way thing. Geordie Tune for Life says, "Congratulations on the 100,000 subs. Just shows hard work and dedication pays off." Thank you very much again, mate. Brutally Honest says, "Deserve the praise after all. Everton, no news daily in the transfer windows, onwards and upwards."
Cool.
Baps, congrats on the 100k, lads. Been watching for the past 8 years, and the channel has come on leaps and bounds. Thanks for entertaining me and the rest of the Toffees. Thank you very much, mate. Declan Donaghy says, "Post-COVID years have been a slog. You lads have done really well. Congrats." Thank you very much. And Carla has gifted 5 Toffee TV fan gift memberships. Lovely, Carla. Thank you for doing that for people. SB says, "Love the Hafnia shirt in the background."
That one.
It's a belter.
It is.
Danny Church says it's been a privilege to have been part of the journey. It's a privilege to have you, Danny. Machina Joe says hello from Sydney. Wishy, massive congrats with the 100k, lads. Everton execs need to cop on and get you all involved closer with the club. Any thoughts on the midfield starters for Sunday? I'll be watching from Melbourne at 9 p.m. Who would you have rather in the midfield on Sunday, John? How does it look for you?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, Ganagay's going to be in there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I might stick Decore in there.
Mm.
And then have some flexibility who plays in behind Beto, which probably means James Garner on the bench.
Yeah.
I'd go for that.
Yeah, I think this week I'd probably go with Idrissa Decore as a 6 or as an 8.
Yeah,
rather,
yeah. 6
further
stroke
back.
8, yeah.
Charlie ahead of them two.
Yes, I'm with that.
Off the striker. And I'd have Njai and Dwight McNeil.
Yeah, I'd go for that.
That'd be what and then obviously then look to get Tim on for at least half an hour.
Yeah, agree with that as well.
Who else have we got? And then obviously Beto, 65 minutes, and then maybe look at 65, 70, then look at Chimity off the bench.
Yeah.
In that area.
Jake at right back.
Seamus, 100% to come on.
Or start.
I wouldn't start Seamus. Jake at right back.
Yeah.
And then Seamus on for the last 25 minutes or so. Because I want him. I think if Seamus Coleman leads Everton out, it's a lovely touch. And clearly if he can get his name right, Rossi announces the team, he'll get a big cheer. But imagine this picture, and we've got to do it, but imagine it's Everton 3, Southampton 0 after about 65 minutes.
And Seamus comes on
and Seamus Coleman stands up ready to come on. Can you imagine the noise and the reception he will get walking onto that pitch? And that'll be a moment for him when he's part of a lineup. Of course, number 23, and everyone claps and cheers. But imagine him standing ready on the side.
Because we'd see him first, wouldn't we?
You'd see him, and he's standing there ready, and the place is bouncing.
He'd get a standing ovation.
And then noise, and then he comes onto the pitch.
Absolutely.
Noise would be incredible.
And
he deserves that moment at that stadium.
And ringing in his ears.
And then to bullet to Eder in an injury time.
Ringing in his ears.
Slide on his knees to the Gladys Street.
It was the manager's last press conference saying he thought he overpaid for him. Which was great. At the time.
Yeah.
Not now. Yeah.
That's what I'd do. Kean_EFC says, congratulations, lads, on 100,000 subscribers. Well deserved. Great content. It's always consistent. Thank you, Kean.
16 players are going to get to play the last time at good as that.
Yeah.
That's a task for the manager.
32 if Southampton. I imagine Southampton are going to use all their subs as well.
Yeah. I'm talking about Everton players, but yeah. But that's a task for the manager because he's going to run out of places to swap people in.
Lee says, congratulations, fellas. Massive week all round. Let's give Goodison a great send-off on Sunday with a 5-0 win and a Coleman penalty for the 5th. Imagine if we got a pen near the end and Seamus steps up. I reckon Pickford would want it.
Yeah.
4-0, Pickford would be like,
Me.
He's a Mackham, he's a blue.
Yeah, you sang that a lot last week.
That was good. He had a good... I did like it last week when it was 1-0 to them. And we were just singing that song, and he was like looking around at the crowd as if to go.
He was almost dancing at one stage at the edge of his box,
Not it. SR says, it was great to be watching live when you hit 100k, a pivotal moment. I think that's you, Ped, banging on the desk, giving it all.
What platform was he watching now?
Who knows?
Because we're on 3 at once.
9.5 at Waterloo. Paul says we need to let Julia host the presses a bit like Byron Saxton does for WWE. Ped knows what I'm on about. Bob says get Julia on Toffee TV. She's been on lots of times.
Yes,
she's just a bit busy at the moment, but the door is always open for Julia. Always. Craig Cole says congratulations on 100k. Thank you. Dave Murray says, Toffee TV live at the ground on Sunday. Pick up the slack where everyone else has failed. Big Dave Murray asking you to do stuff.
Yeah, definitely going to get it on my 3G.
How could we stream from the ground though, Dave? When
Wi-Fi.
Who's giving you the Wi-Fi? There's a million people at the ground, all like that, and outside and everything.
The press box just to upload videos.
Imagine it. Oh, Wayne, who's a Liverpool fan, says congratulations on reaching 100,000 subs. Thank you very much, mate.
Yeah, well in, mate, yeah.
Stephen Strong says, hey guys, became a Premier member in celebration of you reaching 100k. Wow. I've been watching everything you've put out for years, so finally thought the time to contribute back. Thank you very much, Stephen. Massively appreciated. Look out for an exclusive later business with Brien, with John, because you'll be able to watch it for the first time. It's
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. PJ says, like loads of Blues, I haven't got a ticket for the game, so I'll be watching on TV. I'm hoping there'll be coverage of the after game celebrations. If not on Sky, then stream free by the club. Surely the club are going to stream this.
The post-match stuff.
They've got to, haven't they?
You would think so, but...
TNT have got some good ideas for Sunday, which is good. And they, of course, can't stream after. They're
going to stick with it, aren't they? Because the other games are on Sky, yeah.
So there's a couple of good little touches they've got going on, though. It should be nice.
There'll be a problem.
It should be nice. It should be nice. I don't know where they're going to be. They're going to be.
Bet you there'll be.
I don't know what they're going to be.
Bet you they're
don't know what they're going to be. But there'll be definitely drone footage above the coach welcome. I'm being told, which could be amazing if they capture it.
We'll see the streets full.
Exactly. No, well, it's not coming on till 11, but that's okay because they can put that on as live. They can put it on as live, can't they? Stephen Wayne.
Purity going.
Stephen Wainwright, who's a YouTube member, says, well done to all at Toffee TV. Well deserved, halfway by all. Onwards and upwards. Thank you very much. Sean says, congratulations on the 100k. Fully deserved. Looking forward to Ped and Ned getting their tattoos live on the channel, of course.
Yeah.
And that's a Sean promise. Looking forward to it. Predicting a 3-0 win to see Everton.
Ped's getting a design made.
8-0 was 1971, so no, I wasn't born. Adrian says, thanks, John. I've just gotten over not being at that when I should have been. Now you bring it all back and I'm at square one again.
What's that?
Must be the game.
Getting ready.
Yeah.
Anyway, go back to the Everton fans saying, I haven't got a ticket. And some people asking, should I go and be in the streets and all that sort of stuff. I think the only question if you're a Blue is, what time are you going to get there? Not whether you're going to get there.
You'll be popular.
Not whether you're going to get there or not.
You'll be popular with the police, John. Well, inviting people to go round without a ticket. Well,
the club's official viewers don't come as well, but
public space, people
absolutely. I mean, it's once in 130 odd years this is going to happen.
This is the fault of the club and the council. There should be a screen in the park.
Yes, that would be good. It's never too late to get a truck. Park it on the grass.
Plug it into someone's garden. At the feed extension lead running across the road.
I didn't realise until yesterday Ped is a public order expert.
Is he?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's good.
He knows all about corralling large masses of people, how it's easier to control them.
That's good. We need experts. Robert Jones says, congratulations to you all on the 100k. Baz, how did you react when you found? I was delighted. I actually thought it beat today, just the way the day started. I was doing something, my phone was ringing and I couldn't answer it.
That was me, sorry.
And then I was thinking, and then I got a few screenshots. But my phone was going in and out of any signal.
There was a
but it's great. It's absolutely, it's amazing. It's amazing, to be honest with you. Absolutely amazing.
There was a sliding door moment because Ped was sat there and we'd put on what was it, 20 or something? During the hour and a half.
Live, we put on 71.
Yeah. But we put about 20 on in the first hour and a half, and Pedro said, shall we stick around? And then he had this inspirational thing and went live in about 10 seconds on Twitter. And you could watch the counters. So click.
We went live for 2 hours and 50 minutes yesterday.
Yeah.
To get it.
Yeah.
You're that close, I can might as well just stay on.
Yeah. It's a once in a lifetime thing, though.
Oh, it was brilliant.
Isn't it? So, outstanding. Edith says, congratulations for Toffee TV making it to 100,000. Thank you very much. Where am I? I asked Julie to ask Moise if we got a pen and give it to Jordan, but she didn't. Imagine it.
She does get a few question asks, though, doesn't she?
Philly says, congratulations on the 100k. Thanks for all the top Everton content over the years and teaching us all about finances in football.
Sorry.
Bless you all for getting us through the past few years. Carla says, TNT have the game, so they'll stay for all that stuff, you'd imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Liam says the club should be on YouTube anyway from 9 a.m. Maybe even 8 a.m.
They could interview Baz Williams, couldn't they? He'll have set his deck chair up by
His
then,
deck
won't
chair
he?
be ready.
Yeah.
Mark Doyle says the limbs from Ped made me smile.
He did get up, yeah.
Danny Church says I'll be there at 9:30 waiting for the coach. Then the out for a few pints. And who knows, after the game also the weather will be nice. Yeah. Yeah. It's that thing the gift going round and of Elton singing, you know. I'm going to be high as a kite by 9. From, well, I guess it's going to be... Belter. I'm going to be there early, I can't believe it. Be there at like 9:30 or something.
Is that what your target is?
That's what I'm going down with my mates.
Around that time, yeah.
I'm leaving home about 8ish.
Mm.
So park up
Sure.
at 9ish by the time we walk up, you know.
And the bus is 10:30, is it?
10.
Is it 10?
Mm.
So, interesting. Be interesting. Be good. It'll be good.
It will.
To see. They deserve, like it's, they deserve it, but it's good. It's amazing. I said it the other day. It's amazing for the club and what an image that'll be to go out and, you know, potential sort of players who are looking at it thinking, these are a bit mad. Let's go
Why
there.
we should be welcoming all fans.
Totally.
Well, they will be. So if they'll be everywhere, won't they? They'll be lying in the streets. Mick Chalice says, what time is the coach, lads?
10 o'clock, isn't it?
I've got the official thing.
78s have done the route again as well today, so
Yeah, the
if people are on X, you can see
think
not
the-
just the times, but the route as
the
well.
reach there, yeah. There it is. 1978, coach welcome. 10 a.m. The coach will arrive any time from 10 o'clock.
Onwards.
So,
So being
could be quarter past 10 because I imagine there'll be people in
It
the
might
road
be slowed down a little
slowing
bit,
it down,
yeah,
and
yeah.
very much like an old cup final.
Great content on the
Oh, it's-
1978 stream from things we've done, or they've done, we've done.
Gonna be amazing. Let's get down here.
There you go, 1878. Let's line the streets from 8 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get dead close to that if I can. Yeah.
Let's walk up and see what I can see. Frank says, howdy and congrats on the 100k. Yes, my reaction to that pressure was, I won't read it. Let's be positive today. Let's be positive on them next few ones. Let's say that a lot of our Premier members were nonplussed by the performance of the press conference.
Well, the
and
technical performance.
yeah. Mark Mack says the positive media attention this week has been class. Not heard a thing about an FA Cup final. It's been all about us. Ped's just said, yeah.
Before we come on, the FA Cup finals tomorrow. We're going, is it?
Mad.
Yeah.
Jez says, my reaction to getting 100,000 subs on YouTube is well done. Baz, Ped, John, James, Ned and all the ones who've come before. It's been a tremendous support for getting through lockdown. Rubbish Everton, Dickie Masters, Denise the Headlock, the death of my dad, and more recently Dyche Ball. What a ride. Nice one, Jez. Much appreciated, mate. Ian's not impressed with the press conference stuff either. Gareth says, enjoying a bit. Happy birthday, Gareth. Happy birthday, mate. It says, enjoying a birthday beer in the garden and listening to yesterday's live. Okay, what about now? Question for you guys. Well, you're not going to hear it, are you? If you listen to yesterday's live. Is
He's multitasking.
which ex-Blues should and will get the biggest ovation? For me, Colin Harvey should be, as last surviving Holy Trinity member, massive part of the 80s. But I think Big Dunk, maybe.
Mm. Dave Watson up there.
Don't know, yeah. Don't know.
There'd be a lot.
There's a couple who I think will get a big ovation over there.
Yeah.
Blue Keely says Seamus. player coach, maybe. Yeah. I don't know whether they practiced the press conference stuff, mate. That I couldn't say, honestly. But he says, this is Martin, says, anyway, congrats on the 100,000. What a week to achieve it. Yeah. Blue Keeley says, really enjoyed the Goodison Memories video, helping me get through a rare day working from home. Mark McCormack says they shouldn't have crossed the streams on that press conference today. There'll be the media room at the new stadium would be, the Wi-Fi would be better than everything, so I'm sure this will be a thing of the past. Alex says, congratulations on the 100k, lads. Been watching near enough from the start. Subscribed as a patron a few years ago. I'm sure it's been said before, but the way the show carried on during COVID and provided good company for people, especially during the first lockdown, shouldn't be underestimated. I know it was the case for me. You deserve the success you haven't. Is there a patron night over the summer up on Toffees? There is. But me and John have been discussing that today, so we're just going to finalise a date. It'll
be in July.
Probably be July. Looking at how everything's going to work, and it'll be more likely to be July. So exciting, because we can look out and see our beautiful new stadium. Mm-hmm. Fed says Will Rooney got a bit of a scolding there, didn't he?
Yes.
He did, and he's good, Will.
Yeah.
He's good. Maybe that question
wasn't really good.
Might have been better next week than this one. Shay says, congratulations on the 100k. So nervous about Sunday. Hoping the players come out fighting and play freely with ease. Worried they play tight and nervy with the occasion. Well, it's up to us, isn't it, to make sure that they are relaxed and we're behind them. Hope all is well. It says, P.S. Seamus, as a coach, and what was with such a stupid question at the end of the conference? Yeah. Josh says he wasn't a big fan of that last question, was he? Tinge of the old Moisey there. Yeah, he that's what I like about Moisey, though. You know, if you've let him down, you know, don't you?
Yeah.
Nick says, congratulations on the 100k. Baz, Ped, James, John, and all the lads from the past. You deserve it. Thank you very much, mate. Peter Cutler, well done on the 100k. You guys make it more bearable being a Blue. Thank you, Peter. Bainey says, it wasn't for you guys, the last several years would have been a nightmare. Thank you for last year's, and again, congratulations on the 100k. Let's hope we can put the doom and gloom behind us and look forward to the future and 500,000. Be lovely. Nathaniel says, think it makes sense to keep Coleman and Young at the club. We all want to lower the age of the squad, but it's important to keep well-experienced players. An underrated part of Brighton's success with recruiting young players is that the squad is also mixed with players like Milner, Welbeck and Dunk.
True.
What do you think about it, John? Because obviously I know a lot of people going, well, we'll get rid of him and we'll get rid of him. But what do you think?
Well, I think we've talked about it more than once. And those players out of contract, and both Seamus and Ashley Young were ones we said you've got to have that mix of experience. It's not just age, is it? It's about experience, and it's well said about Brighton. They do have some, when they put players in, some high risk decisions they take, but with the back door being firmly locked by where the experience is. So it's where you can risk, isn't it? Youth or non-Premier League or whatever you want to call it. And the manager said that, didn't he? You know, and he's been pragmatic. I'm sure behind the scenes he's demanding 500 players, but publicly...
I love that,
Yeah.
When we know he's asked for a big amount.
Yeah, but publicly he also recognised you can't do it all in one go.
Yeah.
But I still think we should, stretch it. I think we need to be bold in what we do. And it's a bit like the stadium. Oh, we can't do everything at once. Well, sorry, but first game in August, I'm expecting it to be dressed properly, have all the ribbon displays, for advertising, all those.
No, well, there's no reason why it won't be.
That's right.
It's only May.
And then the chief exec can demand more seats because every seat there's a number of bums waiting to go on it. You know what I mean? So it's not like you're taking a risk on. Oh, they might be empty. No. They're going to be mega queues of people on the waiting list and stuff. Average age has got to come down, but it will come down naturally anyway, because some of the players that will leave by their very nature are the aged end of it, aren't they? And yet when CIS Observatory did their age group analysis, we had a real high group over 30.
Yeah.
But our next biggest group, which is of comparable size, was pre-prime, so up to 24 or something. So it's just moving stuff from right to left, and getting more prime players rather than just past and just before. So yeah, let's see. Plenty of time for that new committee to show that that's the right way to do it.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely, definitely. Mark, 1878, said, I watched the stream back later. I did laugh at Ped jumping around. Entertaining. Bap says, leaving Birmingham at 6:30 a.m. excuse me, on the fans' coach. Going to be a long day full of mixed emotions for different generations of Toffees. 4-0 win, Beto, Charlie, Jared and Seamus in the 89th minute.
Only 4. Not being greedy.
Come on, John. Blue from the womb says, Baz, you better make sure you're there for when it ticks over the 200k mark. Absolutely, I will, mate. I was doing something special,
worthwhile,
so I couldn't be there. Curtis says, congratulations on the 100k. How long's Dr. Pepper been in England for? Ever? When I was a kid.
Was it?
Mm-hmm. Something like that.
I'd never seen it before until I got to Saudi Arabia in the mid-80s, so I don't know when it
Yeah, so maybe like it was here, like late 80s, maybe, something like that. Mark Smith says, congratulations. Oh, said that before, didn't I? Loves the Hafnia one. Mark Doyle says, Baz more links to Diarra in the press today from the French press. Yeah, he would be a good signing, can do a couple of jobs as well. Travels really well with the ball. He would be good. JL, congratulations on reaching 100,000, lads. Very much deserved. Toffee TV has helped me through a difficult few years supporting Everton. Onwards and upwards now, the new ownership and the new stadium. Definitely. Martin says, me and my son are catching the Midland Supporters Club coach at 6:30 a.m. from Solihull. Can't wait. Congrats on the 100k subs. Thank you very much. Liam says, John's going to be on Goodison Road at 8 with a deck chair and a cooler bag of Pims.
Don't
Fair
think
play.
that stuff.
Fair play.
1982.
I have got visions of loads of cooler boxes.
Yeah.
The disposable ones.
Being left down
The disposable
on
ones.
Sunday.
Yeah.
The polystyrene ones that they just think, yeah. Neil McKenzie says, I'm up in Aberdeen. I would have come down to the game, but my wife is in New York on a stress-busting mini break. So I'm looking after the kids and I'm gutted. Enjoy the day. Bring them all. Neil. Make the pilgrim. Nathan says, who's a YouTube member, I've seen some fellow Blues coming over from Perth, Australia, and wishing them all the best. It's a game that people should travel the world for.
Is that our Nathan?
I'd love to see Timmy Jackson, Osman there, Danny Churches, hopefully Cale and Howard are there. Lee says, when Moyes bigs up the players that might leave, do you not think it's because he might not get a chance to thank them and big them up once the season's finished? Yeah, could be.
Possibly.
Could be. Stratford, jumped. Okay. Stratford, France says, I've been supporting Everton since 1984. I was 16 and 41 years later. I am a father of 4 and they are all Cape Townian Evertonians. Is right. Mark Jones, well done for the 100k, lads. Keep up the good work. I remember at Wembley 2009, Amakachi got an amazing reception by us outside. Tommy Coldick says Paul McCartney's defo happening. Not sure. Mark Cody says, well done on 100k, lads. I'm not worried about the game. I just can't wait for before and after the game. Fair enough. Phil says, I hadn't thought of Toffee TV as therapy, but actually, I think last season I'd have gone mad. There you go. We are therapists. We've even got a couch.
Not licensed.
No, obviously. I use the word therapist loosely. We do have a couch as well. William Wallace, fair play. Says, well done. Yeah, well done, Toffee TV. Daniel O'Connor says, I wonder if YouTube could send you a blue plaque for the 100k. Dan McDivitt says, well done, you guys deserve it for all the content. He's a YouTube member.
Imagine if Paul McCartney sends a video message.
To us?
No, to the fans,
to Everton. Okay.
As part of that big screen
well done.
thing. No, and he says, see you at the Everton Stadium. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And everyone goes, woo! Like that. Ian says,
we do that anyway,
well done. Exactly. Well done, everyone, on 100,000 subscribers. It must be the Ian Barron effect. But you have been corralling people, Ian, over the last few weeks to subscribe, so thank you very much. And Ian's a Darlington fan.
Yeah.
But obviously he's got the Everton link with Steve Watson, of course. Mark Jones says, Baz, ask John why don't we sell Goodison to the women's team and fiddle PSR like Chelsea did?
Save it till we need it.
Always an option.
Yeah.
Chicken Lip says, congratulations again, lads. Kept me in the loop over the years in 5 different countries. Really appreciate all the work and the Toffee TV community. I think it's about time I joined Premier.
Oh, yes.
Chicken. I feel like chicken tonight. Do it. That's what Premier's saying. Do it. Do it. Do it. Damien says, get the likes up. Yes. Why wouldn't you get the likes up? Yerry Mina too says, first and foremost, is Ped running to the ground on Sunday? No. And secondly, says, well done, lads. Mad that Mark Cuban never got back to Ped's emails, though. Feel like he's missed out.
Wait.
But he could come on as part of the ownership group.
True.
You know, they're looking for more of that. Mark says, what I meant is I can't wait to see Big Dunk and Jags on TNT. They never talk about us on TV, but on Sunday it will all be all about Everton. Yeah, absolutely it will be. It has been really good, hasn't it, to have such positive stories about Everton for a change this week.
And Sky have done their stuff, haven't they? Because obviously they haven't got the game. So Alan's film's really good, and then they've done the one about the US guys and lasses coming over
After
the Winslow. Yeah, it's only a short thing, but it's there. Our mate Tony's on it, of
Brilliant.
course. Yeah,
Brilliant.
and so there'll be more of that, I guess. So that's good.
And obviously this can run throughout the summer as well, can't it?
Absolutely.
Because this story is still relevant until we kick off in Bramley-Moore.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nick says, what are the key positions for a transfer window? I'm thinking both wings have to have pace, both full-backs either backup or competition. For Miko, maybe some depth in midfield. A new centre-forward and backup centre-back. A lot of players. At least 7, hopefully up to 9. Yeah, they need at least 9 this summer. That's the number I'm going for. Shay, no, business with Blaine's out at 5 o'clock, and therefore you'll hear your question on that, mate. Paddy Drowan says, going to be slightly emotional on Sunday. I think I've mentioned this before, but my first time at Goodison was the top balcony. It was the 7-1 against Southampton in 96. Sat in all areas, even worked at the club for a couple of years in hospitality lounges. Met some amazing people in some memorable games over the years. Now the story ends in the main stand versus Southampton. I'm going 7-1, a Beto hat-trick. The emotions are beginning for me. John says, congratulations on the 100k, John Chadwick. Thank you very much, John. Much appreciated. Mark Mack, if any of the players don't turn up on Sunday, they should be sold. If you can't get up with this, football isn't your... I imagine he would if we turn up and there's only like 8 lads, and they're going, lads, only 8. We've only got 8. You know, a lot of them haven't turned up. You still have to play the game, of course, with 8 players, so that'll be more difficult.
Got to get to 7, haven't you?
Be more difficult. Phil Williams says, many congratulations on the 100,000. An amazing job. Thank you, Phil. Lions E65 says, afternoon, lads and fellow Blues. Congratulations on your 100k. Kept me going for a long time, so thank you, lads. As is typical, Everton did a crap job of the pressure, but although Sunday will be tinged with sadness, our Goodison memories will never die, and hopefully our ladies will do the grand old lady justice. My favourite memory is getting Boxing Day tickets for my dad and getting invited into a box by the financial director, meeting the players, and even though we lost 4-2 to Sheffield Wednesday, still one of the best days with my dad ever. I can't remember the year, but I'm sure Basil knows. Thanks. Do you mean 4-1 to Sheffield Wednesday in 1994, and Duncan actually put us ahead with a cross from David Burrows, would you believe? Yeah. Great header into the floor, 1-0, and we got beat 4-1. So, was it Boxing Day or was it the 29th? Sure it wasn't the 29th?
What's it from a tree? Couldn't get in the ground. Couldn't get in.
Okay.
That's what we can do.
Bainey says, watched the Sky programme this morning and seen Ped's moment with a certain Mr. Campbell. Yeah. Such a lovely moment in time. It was. What an unbelievable image that is.
And he didn't know, did you, Ped?
I didn't know it.
The content existed.
Mad, isn't it? Lovely moment. Daniel Harvey says, last week after the Fulham game, I intentionally thought we'd hammer Southampton, but now, not as confident. It's the fear as the game approaches. Anthony Garnett says, hello from a chilly and wet Brisbane. It's lovely and warm here. Just wondering how often you've been to Goodison on your birthday. I was there when we battered Southampton 7-1 on my... Come out a few times, that's 7-1.
Yeah.
12th birthday in November the 16th it was. That's probably my favourite memory of the grand old lady. Apart from that, we were mainly crap until I come to Oz. I don't know how many times I've been on my birthday. I've been a lot. We've lost derbies on my birthday, but one that sticks out just off the top of my head was James McPartland scoring the winner against Charlton in the 94th minute, flicking it over the player and volleying it in at the park end. Unbelievable goal, and a goal that if players playing for other teams in this city especially would have scored, people would talk about it like one of the best ever Premier League goals. It's an unbelievable goal.
Yeah. It's
cleared and he flicks it over the defender's head and volleys it with his leg. It's unbelievable. Just have a look at it. James McFadden, Everton 2, Charlton 1. Just watch the goal Darren Bent scored for them. Unbelievable goal, but that was on my birthday. That was a memorable birthday win for Everton. Paddy says, hi guys, hope you're well. Watching a bit behind. Loved the Daft Punk reunion in Goodison. Seems like Moyes outpunked you in the press conference though. Okay. Kev Maloney says, what's the best storybook ending? A last kick winner of Seamus penalty to make it 7-0. Yeah, that would be class. Jake says, do testimonials not happen anymore? Baines, Coleman and Jags deserve their flowers. Think it's because they get paid so much now?
Yeah. That
they don't do. Because years ago it was to give them a send-off, wasn't it? Like a pot of money, like a pension.
Yeah.
And I think maybe just over the years, people still have them, but few and far between now, aren't they? Darren says, do you reckon Coleman will start then get subbed off in the 23rd minute? No, because you're wasting it.
No, I think he gets it all on his own, doesn't he? If he comes
bring him on. Someone said bring him on in the 60th minute.
That was you, wasn't it?
I said 65th. I wasn't going for the 60 grand thing.
Oh, right, okay.
Mark Mack says, last minute penalty, 4-0 up, give it to Pickford. He'd just smash it in with his left foot, wouldn't he? Jay Radcliffe says, Green Day, time of our lives, Oasis, stop crying your heart off. Suggestions for songs after the game. Once again, Toffee TV, massive congratulations on the 100,000 subs. Amazing channel. Not even sure you guys know how much you're appreciated and respected by us all. Baz and Ped are the beating heart. John's the calming Jedi. Madhead Ned and James, who's agreed, I think he means added, great value to the channel with his input.
He's asleep at the moment, so he can't.
He's not. He's watching the McFadden goal.
I've just seen it. It was an unbelievable goal.
No one even talks about it. Wow. Unbelievable. And it was like the 94th minute. It's a win again.
I think
Ben scored after like 82.
To make it 1-1. It's like really bad quality as well, so it's not even like got like a proper good video of it.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
He's loving Duke Scout and he's loving Tearless Tuesday.
Lovely.
So there you go. Michael Rodney says, congratulations on the 100,000 subs. It was me, Ped, who said hello during your run last night. Someone say hello to you last night? It was Michael.
Oh, yeah.
It was Michael. Kev Maloney says, if we had a few mystery concussions, we can use the whole bench. That is true.
Good one.
Thinking outside the box, Kev Maloney, I like that. Brian Garside says, you have no idea on what is coming. I'm scared now. I don't know what's happening, Brian. Says it feels like being hit by a Sherman tanker juggernaut and the Titanic all at once.
How do you know what that feels like?
I don't know.
Because it's hit him already.
How does he know what being hit by a Sherman tanker and the Titanic feels like?
I've done.
It's heavy.
3 last games. He was there at Anfield and he was there. What does he mean?
Maybe when he left the country was the last game. I don't know.
Oh, okay. But he'll
have to tell us he's listening.
The emotions I shall not try to explain, as it's very much a personal thing. Hugs and tears everywhere. Congratulations on the landmark. Thank you very much. Mick, we've said what time that coach is, of course. You can't keep subscribing if you haven't, of course. We do appreciate each and every one of you. 100,000 thank yous to you all.
We need more subs because YouTube's not recognising it yet, so we need more.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Have you made your application? Or our application?
Just gone into have a look. They're not recognising it yet.
Ah.
It's got it, doesn't. You're not going to get it the next day. No YouTuber, like, from weeks later. Tommy says McCartney in the street end in disguise, then jumps up and sings "Get Back." Ian will be looking at everything, mate, so we'll let you know. Abby says, Abby's a YouTube member, of course. Abby says, I haven't been watching much this week as my friend Carla died of sepsis due to an infection of an unknown origin. That's awful, Abby. Hope you're all right. Nathan says, I wish they'd done some more of the videos on Goodison earlier throughout last year, especially since all the football fans I know are starting to realise how special Goodison is. Keep looking for something special, that's all I'll say. Neb_269 YouTube member says, congratulations on the 100,000, fellas. Thank you for the thousands of hours of content you've provided me over the many, many years I've watched Toffee TV. Thank you. Thanks for the support. Mark says the best thing about the last few years is the galvanising of supporters. It reminds me of the years before the Gray and Reed signings. Yeah. Abby says congratulations on the 100k. Danny says, watch the Decore interview you did. He came across as a nice guy. My best game versus Liverpool when Dunk scored, yeah. I don't know if the Walker, Peters and Lamptey are doubtful if Young's staying, so we'll have to see. We don't know whether Young's staying. So, no, I don't want a right footer as our first choice left back, in all fairness. Definitely. Here, Mark Cody says, great interviews with Big Dunk, Decore and Luke Garbutt over the last week or so. Great work, lads. Cheers, mate. Sean Kelly Anderson Silva made his debut and that. Remember Anderson de Silva? Everton Day's personal favourite moments was beating Liverpool in the FA Cup. Gosling scored. People watching on telly missed it because it went to a commercial.
Yeah, that was the ITV thing, wasn't it?
Raymond Woolard says, congratulations, Toffee TV. Fair play. You've defo been my therapy at times, lads. Excited for next season. It's great news the women are using Goodison Park. Cheers, Raymond. Toffee's a YouTube member says, I was at the Charlton game when they equalised. People literally got up and left. Silly bonzers and missed McFadden's worldie. Yeah. RC says, how did the housewife take it? Baz, 100k. How did my housewife take it? My actual wife? Do you mean? Or what does? You'll have to give me a bit more, RC. The orange kit behind me is quality. Wayne R says, my first match I saved my paper round money and Uncle Paul took me to the last match against Ipswich. Just sat in the main stand with him. Memories forever. Yeah, absolutely. Joe Burberry says, Baz, you missed the 100k. I know, mate, I was doing something that was good. Trylos says, can we all unsub and resub so Baz gets to be here? No, it's fine. It's cool. The lad's done it.
That yesterday.
It's great. Liam says, come on, Evertonians, let's get the lads to 200k. Abby's favourite moments is the Dan Gosling Derby Cup goal. And Jags' last... I mean, do you mean Tarky's last minute goal at Gladys Street, don't you? Not Jags.
No, Jags at Anfield, maybe. But a Goodison.
Well, that's not a Goodison. That's not a Goodison. We're just throwing memories of Everton out, John. Mark Doyle says, Baz, Seamus Coleman, 422 appearances, £142 per game. 22 goals, £2,700, 22 per goal, 24 assists, £2,500 an assist. What value for money? Yeah. SB says, Baz, where's the 100k plaque going? Needs to find some space behind you. Here to start. And then, yeah, it needs to be some.
John was on yesterday, the possibility of getting a new desk. So, yeah, a bit more space.
So we can have more mods.
It needs I think.
I thought it was going on Ped's sideboard at home.
No.
Oh, that's because we're getting money.
No.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Adrian, where are we? Jen Exer says, congratulations on the 100k. Maybe you can buy a better. This desk sound. It's sound. Oh, you know what? You deskisk. Marco Max says, well done for it in 100,000, lads. Great to watch people every single day. You love Everton as much as I do. Sean Davis, not the midfielder from Fulham, I don't think, who we tried to say. Is Neville Southall welcome at Goodison?
Yes.
Yes.
He'll be there on Sunday.
Yeah. Oh, Joe says Baz Darcy means the girl from the overlap. Oh, well, she's not messaged me to say congrats, but fair play. She's probably busy. We're not doing 100k subs, Orange Club. Thank you very much, Casey. Nasty. I bring Orange Clubs into it. They weren't invited.
Some people like them. Clearly not you.
Disgusting. 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 Eddie in Texas says, howdy y'all. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the moment. Forget content. Well said, Ed. I mean, we won't forget content, but well said. Myers says, hi guys, what's your favourite and least favourite memory game of Goodison?
Too many.
Of both? Yeah.
Every derby defeat.
5-0 was
every derby win.
5-0 was a rough one.
Yeah.
McAllister free kick.
Yeah.
Fiorentina.
Butcher's disallowed goal.
Yeah.
You know, and then, decades later, referees go, oh yeah, I should have given that.
Yeah. They love that. Oh, sorry. It doesn't matter now, does it? Jonathan Ricketts says, who do you think players will be who get announced with new contracts? Young sounds like one. Who else? I think the Corey will stay.
I think they'll find a way for that to happen. Yeah,
I think Garner will stay.
Yeah.
Sounds like Seamus is staying. Young, I don't know. He did sort of say how fit he is and he's done well, but he went, we'll have to see, didn't he?
He also said that we'll hear some stuff before the last game, he said. So, anticipate some announcements.
He said before the end of the week. This week.
Yeah.
2 hours.
He said twice, same.
And then others will wait till next week, he said.
Yeah, that's right, because we just can't. It's like they have made the decisions, they're just doing the paperwork.
Luke Murphy says, many congrats on the 100k. If Seamus starts, do you think that means he's retiring so we can come off to get the ovation going off? When the manager was asked about the sentimental side of it and Coleman leading out, and he was like, yeah, it does come in to me thinking, but we want to win the game.
Well, he then went into
why he wouldn't start.
That's right.
I think it's more, me personally, it'd be more of a moment if he comes onto the pitch than him going off the pitch.
Particularly, as you say, if the game looks like it's won.
But even if the game was dead and he was coming on, it'd reinvigorate the game, wouldn't it? But I think it would mean more. Me, just me personally, other people might totally disagree. But I think it'd mean more him coming on. Jonathan Ricketts says, who do you think... Oh, we've done that one, sorry.
Yeah, two last game captains that way as well.
True. Nick Williams says, Nick Barbie and Abel Xavier. He'll be some addition on Sunday for a lap. Jake, interested to know what the average age of the squad is without Begovic, Coleman and Young, because at the end of the day, they distort the age. Begovic is going, isn't he?
Allegedly, yeah. It's a big group. 2 players don't distort it hugely.
They are old. 40, 37 and 40 or 39, whatever Begovic is. Josephine Quinn says, thanks for getting me through the tough times. Loved Ped's reaction after the derby match last season. Baz and John calmed my fears many, many, many times. And I even saw Ped outside my window during lockdown.
Oh.
What are you doing outside Josephine's window?
Stalking.
Terry McKenna says, I couldn't go to the last 3 games because of health reasons. I'm going for breakfast at 8 a.m. and all going well, we'll be there at 9:30 without a ticket this time. I'm not going to miss saying goodbye. Congratulations on the 100k. Hard work has earned you this. I'm still wondering how many people Googled insoles yesterday. Nice one, Terry. Steve P says, well done on getting through 100k, the cheapest therapy of all time over the last few years. Nice one, Steve. Ian, it'll be the summer, Toffee tenable. When this calms down, me and James will go through it and start getting them up and running again. Blue Keely says, we heard anything about Alcaraz? Think for the price touted, we need to sign him. It's a no-brainer, isn't it?
You would think so.
Surely.
Maybe it'd be in the first raft of announcements.
Be good, like, but... Gareth says, now the game's moved to Sunday, clashes with my mate's honeymoon, so he's giving his ticket away for free. It's a week all-inclusive in Spain, and you've got to sleep with his missus. Fair play, guys.
That went on social media last night. So
did it?
Someone replied, does she snore?
Yeah.
You know, come on.
Mick Blomqvist, Jesper's brother, says, congratulations on the 100k. Relaxing in a hotel room in Liverpool and listening to you with my daughter. We started from Sweden at 5 o'clock this morning. Sadly, my travel agent in Sweden called me on Monday last week and said they could not get the tickets to the game from their agent in England, even though they promised me them since June last year, and it wouldn't be a problem. But me and my daughter decided to come over anyway and say goodbye to the old lady. We will attend the Legends Tour tomorrow, and we'll be outside the old lady on Sunday and enjoy the day together with all Evertonians. Hope you have a great day, Mick. Take it all in. Obviously, that's devastating news that you haven't got tickets, but take everything else in, the coach welcome and all of that. I'm sure it's going to be an unbelievable day, emotional and everything else that'll sort of go with it. Where are we? Blue Keely says, why wouldn't Southall be welcome? Have I missed some? Well, he was just quite vocal, but
outspoken. Since
sort of the last regime have moved on, he's been back in.
Yeah, rightly so.
Jake said, my favourite Goodison memory is the 5-3 against Blackpool. I left my season ticket at home. Didn't realise till I got into Gladys Street. My dad came and dropped it off and was fuming with me. What a game in the pissing down rain that was. Sahar got 4, didn't he? And Charlie Adams scored from a corner at the Gladys Street end. I mean, come on. Charles Adam. Jake Ablett also says, my first game is Stockport at home, 3-0 in the cup. Don't remember a single thing about the game apart from the lights and the pitch. I just remember the players looking like ants from the top balcony. Yeah, it is high up there. Ian the Blue says, did you see the fan who's been banned for trying to take his seat? The absolute clown.
I think it was a lot worse than just trying to take your seat, bringing sort of lump hammers and chisels in with you.
Yeah. The ticket taken off, man, for Sunday and all that, which is devastating, isn't it? Devastating. But yeah, don't do anything silly. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, is it?
No.
Missing that game. Of all. Blue 96 says it loved that Pavlidis from Benfica. Okay. Why is that jump back? RC says, young 39-year-old, 95k a week. Can't we get someone better? Who said he's on 95 grand a week?
Nowhere near.
I don't think that's true. This is the problem when people throw numbers out and then people get offended over it. Start getting that, get rid of him, he's on this, when there's no sort of evidence, is there, whatsoever. Joe Burberry says, put the road to 200k up, James, and don't take it down. Abby says, Garbutt was never given a decent chance at Everton, especially as Bain started having injury problems. Fair play. Mark Cody says, did you watch the dinosaur on the overlap? His time at Premier League level is done. He's obsessed with running. It's his fault we've had so many injuries. Let's have a look. Sean says, guys, Seamus Young, Decore in Ghana staying doesn't signal moving forward. What do you say to that, John?
I haven't seen Ghana play this season.
No.
I mean, you can look at ages and you can look at performances, yeah. But I think if that gave us the headroom to bring in the offensive players that we need, knowing that the back door's fine, then why wouldn't you?
We'll see.
We will see.
Mark Cody says, keep Garner and Young. I'd let Decore go, but I think you're right, Baz, he'll stay.
Finances have to be right, don't they?
Yeah, the club, whatever happens, Decore's been a good signer. 20 million quid, he scored some key goals.
Yeah.
And if Everton decide they can't, it doesn't work financially for them, or he decides the offer isn't financially good enough for him, he'll move on. The same with Ashley Young, maybe, if he wants to carry on, I don't know. Maybe the same with Calvert-Lewin.
All of those. Yeah.
All of them, Michael Keane, whatever. But what Everton have to do is make sure they're bringing in players who are going straight into that first team with
That's
pace.
the key.
Get the key areas done, get the number 9 in, get the fast, we need 2 fast wingers, get them in, who've got goals with them, and start piecing it together with more quality. And then they will move forward.
And that is key, and it's a way to say it, isn't it? That whatever transfer funds we have available needs to be spent on starters. And therefore, if your squad depth players or guys who can play on rotation are guys you've already got, that's fine.
Well,
It de-risks the whole thing.
Imagine a world where Decore becomes a sub.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
And then you go, well, that level's gone up because he was in our
the
first
manager can
team.
look at his bench,
But he was already in our first team.
That's
Now
right,
he's a sub and someone else out there. If it was a James Garner or whoever, even a Drissa, say, even though I love him and he's been amazing. If they sort of became your substitutes, then your level's gone up.
Of course it has.
And then when you need to change it, there's not this big drop off.
And that's typically the difference between the most successful teams and the rest, isn't it? That the drop off from substitutions is at its smallest in the better clubs. So let's aim to do that.
Adrian Hughes says, if a billionaire offered you money for your ticket on Sunday, how much would you take?
No fee.
No fee.
Yeah.
$1 billion. You'd have to give me $1 billion.
Listen, we have to be sensible, don't we?
If he offered me, if someone offered me £1 million,
well, yeah,
I'd take it.
Of course, yeah. But where's the line drawn?
And then I'd just go to women's
What's the highest number you'd say no to?
999,000.
Well, there you go.
But no one's offering me £1 million
exactly
on my
right.
ticket, so it's fine,
exactly
and
right.
I'll be there. That's good.
Priceless, mate. Being there on Sunday, and we're fortunate if we're amongst the people who are going to be inside the stadium.
It's going to be unbelievable, isn't it? Luke Garbutt's 31, I think he is, Mark. Carla's right, says we can't get rid of everyone. Some players we're always going to sign new contracts.
Always.
About piecing it, isn't it?
Yeah.
The only way we can do it is piece it together. We can't go, right, that's all done.
You lot, go away.
You just can't do it. You can't do it. Wayne Hart has become a YouTube member again, so thank you, Wayne. Welcome. And Paul says, if I win, I'll do the Euro Millions tonight then, 130 million. Or 30. Paul says, if I win the Euro Millions tonight, I'm quitting my job and going to Goodison to offer $1 million to a blue for a ticket. Give me a ring.
How cool would that be if someone actually...
Imagine if someone did, genuinely.
Any spare tickets?
Genuinely went, I'll give you $1 million for it.
I think you might be best off ringing the club up and say, I'd like 2 really good tickets, please. I'll give you £1 million for them.
No, forget the club, give it to me. Imagine it, don't imagine someone giving you that.
But your lads would say no.
Yeah, exactly, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take the $1 million, I'll watch it.
But the guy will want to, yeah.
Well,
You'll lose out.
I'm not paying. You'll have to give me $2 million then, wouldn't he?
You'll Zag,
Zig and Zag.
You'll nag Zag for the rest of his life. I could have had these millions and you said no. And no, let's not go there.
But it'll be good.
Yeah, cool.
It'll be good. Right, last couple on Premier and we're done. Just that loads of people are loving it, aren't they?
Yeah.
That moment. Kev Maloney says, even if you didn't want Charlie for some reason, you'd make a profit on him just by buying him, then selling him. Absolutely. Yeah. It's a no-brainer. He's a good footballer. He's only going to get better. He's fitted in. We've done all the yards with him to get him integrated and get him up to speed. I think Everton will buy him. I really do. I think playing him last week, starting him last week at Fulham and leaving him on for Mo, I think that was a big indication. Moyes didn't have to play him, did he? No. There was other lads there who contracted. So, I think.
Early announcement, please. Yeah.
And Kev Maloney says, don't do what Hamburg supporters did to their ground. Why were they doing that, Pedro? Smashing it up, weren't they? Maybe. I think that's probably what happened. Yeah. Right, everybody, check out the Luke Garbutt interview. Check out Johnny Bongo. If you've ever been to Bongo's Bingo, or you haven't been to Bongo's Bingo, go. The link's in the description. It's boss, a good night out. But check out Johnny Bongo and Slutty Susie. That's his name, his name. But he was in as Cole. The other day. Check out their memories of Goodison. There's others. There's one coming tonight.
No, yours and Ped's is tonight.
Oh, so okay. Me and Ped have done something, so that one's out together tonight.
And then the American Journalist is on Saturday.
And then tomorrow is the American Journalist, isn't it? He was over and done a fantastic piece for the football weekend
about the
Jack Holmes
stuff,
about it and everything. That he's really good. So that he's out tomorrow, and then we'll keep these going. John will be doing this next week. But this will be running through the summer because I think we do have to. It is important, I think, to keep remembering how unbelievable and iconic Goodison Park is. So our take on this won't end on Sunday. Far from it. But check those out. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Become a Premier member if you really want to celebrate. All the other stuff's out. The match preview will be out. Ped starting 11 will be out tomorrow. So check them out as well. Just have a absolutely unbelievable weekend, and if you're going, enjoy every second. If you're going to the bus welcome, you haven't got a ticket for the match, enjoy that. If you're in there, do whatever you need to do. Don't let other people dictate. And Everton, or it's out there, or we want everyone out by 3:00. That to me is a bit of a nonsense.
It's not going to happen.
Because people need to be able to just be left to take it in themselves. I get it. They want people still there 3 hours after it's finished, but just do what you can to enjoy it. Ganymede says, well done, lads, great content over the years. Phil says, congratulations to all involved with Toffee TV, past and present, again as your official 100k subscriber. Nice one, Phil. Nice one. Right, take care, everybody. See you on the other side, I guess, on Monday when it's done and dusted. I mean, obviously Matt's reaction and
will be dusty. 3
talking points and all that will be out on Sunday, but
no, it won't. No,
it might.
Anyone thinks that they're getting player ratings on Sunday.
No,
there's not a chance on it.
I haven't done player ratings for a while. Mine'll probably be out. Pets mightn't. It's all good. Take care. See you later.